next segment, what Africa must do to embrace the shift. We told you that shift is coming. It has already started. It's not even coming, it has started. What you need to do. Now we give you what you need to do. The politician said, be patient. The church said, be patient. Now see this picture. This is what happened to the patient dog. This is how you will become.
Oh, poor dog.
If you continue to be patient, if you continue to listen to politicians, cricket politicians, and church leaders, this is what will happen. And we are saying, no, stop being patient with oppression. Stop being patient, any form of oppression, whether from the family, from outside, from church, from politician, from anyone. No, because the patient dog died. We want you to leave. We'll give you facts of history on our reality. Africa is unique and civilized because we did not leave our ancestral lands to enter other continents to try to steal their ancestral lands and resources. Africa was balkanized 1984-85 because of the white man's fear of a cohesive, more productive, and more efficient Africa. Please, the next slide. African youths need to wake up and stand strong to face the people that have put all of us in this total mess. It is time to end and totally eradicate colonialism and neo-colonialism. Take out all colonial structures and systems. Example, 1999 Constitution, the Unity Constitution in Nigeria. As Africans, do not erase your identifiers, be it your name, your tooth, your gap tooth, your food, your language, your culture, your tradition, your ethnicity. Embrace them with two hands and be proud. That's who you are. There's a reason God made you that way.
Yes.
We must form and support unions and political entities that recognize our diversity and respect our uniqueness. If you're Yoruba, be proud. If you're Igbo, be proud. If you're Tiv, Efik, whatever you are, be proud. Your Yoruba-ness does not stop my Igbo-ness. We have been like that since ancient times, and we have been working together until these marauders came to come and start causing trouble.
I made it a topic.
I made it a topic. It was never a topic. The tribe, the ethnic, whatever you call it, nation, kingdom, we are not meant to be inferior about it. And that is not what is causing trouble. What is causing trouble is the enemy taking advantage of our diversity and our uniqueness to cause trouble in our midst. We need to take charge of our space and be able to compete in the global and international space. Because things are changing. There's a paradigm shift. And we need to prepare ourselves and get ready for what is coming. I want to give you some important conversation. Reference Lumumba. He said, in making Africa great, we do not need to imbibe what we don't understand. He gave an example. Generational classification by one American. Generation Z, Generation X. When your child now does something that you will train the child and do what we used to do. He said, "Ima no umu Gen Z, Ima no umu X, umu Z." Who told you that nonsense?
This is what they learned from Ivy League school. This is what this is honestly, what the Ivy Leaguers are teaching them.
We must stop these lies. Stop imbibing what you don't understand. They will finish something and go and dedicate it to one ekwensu. Then you two will bring it to our land and do like, generation this, now Gen Z. If you want, don't train your children. Don't train your children. Don't support them emotionally so that they will be right. Say, Generation Z.
The same system will give him an orange suit and lock them up for life. Okay. Life imprisonment.
See that? So we need to talk about our continuity and preservation of our heritage. It is critical. We are talking about important conversations that we must have amongst ourselves. It's very important for us to begin to discuss these things. Stop acquisition of titles, certificates, degrees without knowledge. Because that's why we have lawyers and senior advocates of Nigeria who do not know the difference between lawmaking and constitution making, yet they're lawyers.
They paid their way through.
Yes, we have political science graduates that do not know there's a difference between people and peoples. Agakwara school, they have big certificates, Obobo Asambodo, large certificates, but there's no knowledge. What is our mentorship program in Africa? Is it Nollywood, Hollywood, social media, fake religion, whitewash Christianity and Arabize Islam? That cannot be our mentorship program. That's not how ancestors did it and succeeded in raising children that are strong. Who have you mentored?
In raising a 22-year-old boy that can write a book.
That's not just a wonderful book that is being celebrated after how many years, decades. See the brain. There was one video we showed here in one of our shows when one boy was speaking. I don't know, he was a teenager. I think he went to New York. An Igbo boy. You see those people that our ancestors raised, they are different.
They are, my dear, they are. It's like the case of when people were living in town, and then you have the village children. When you go there, the village children will finish you with your stupid town mentality.
Because critical thinking is very smart.
Very smart.
You that you came from Oyibo man's school.
Hey, you will be dressed up wearing the t-shirt. Hey, Baroto, how much I get? Hey, man,
they will floor you, my dear. They will floor you in their sense, as in their uche. Yes, our ancestors raised smart children. But the colonial monster system brought people that lack critical thinking, because that's their intention, to brainwash you so that you're not able to do what you're supposed to do. Mentorship is reciprocal. As you're mentoring the people that you're mentoring, they're also mentoring you. It will balance. Our conversation must be orderly and have specific targets. We must dialogue in an organized manner and base it on knowledge. Evidence-based knowledge drives out fear. We need superior arguments to get the expected change and outcome. We dialogue intergenerationally, interethically, interculturally, so that we can bring out people that have accurate information and work with them. Let only those who know speak, and speak straight to the point without beating about the bush. If you don't know, don't speak, because you don't want to be wasting time listening to a flave. Like my sister will always say,
the piggy bank.
Yes, piggy bank. It's not beer parlor conversation. Things are critical now. Our people are buying, so we need to put things in place. If you do not know, please don't speak. Keep quiet and learn. That's why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Of course, be courageous and honest to speak truths. Our tribes and ethnicity, like we said, matter to us. Very critical. They matter to us. Don't even tell us to forget them, because we are not about to forget. That's who we are. They are our nationalities and our identities. Even now, the so-called white people that were telling you to forget your tribe, they are now mentioning indigenous, claiming their nationalities. They are not more interested in globalization. They now want nation. Trump will say, make America great. You African, you should say, make Africa great again. That's what you should be saying, rather than fighting another person. You fight your own this thing. Get your own identity. Own it and work on it. Let the solutions to our problems be based on truths and evidence-based ideas. The original African Federation, a Nigerian Federation, because to break it down, we're rushing, our time is gone fast, mate. So we have told you about the African, how we must make Africa, like what Africa must do to embrace shifts, generally speaking. Now we are bringing it down to Nigeria, because that is where the cocoa is. Because what we have right now is a mass of chaos. So we'll give you a little what happened before and then where we're going, so that you understand where we're going. The original Nigerian Federation was based on regions with clusters of ethnic nationalities that shared common core values. Then, cost of governance was minimal. It was just like 5 to 6 units, and they were very efficient. 4 regions and 1 federal system. And then eventually they added another region. Okay, 3 regions initially, then 4, and then so that's what they did. It was efficient. And people keep telling us story about the good old days. You ask yourself, what made the old days good? Because our resources were managed efficiently because of the system we had. All we needed to do from that time, because we were supposed to, because some people say, oh, but this happened. Yeah, we're supposed to move forward. We had issue of minority issue. It would have just been fixed. But what happened? Some crazy people just came, recklessly balkanized and shuffled everything, causing chaos and confusion everywhere. Started creating states. Go on, because we'll be calling his name because he's still alive. Go and tell him to come back from where he's dying. He can't even die. He should come here. I can fix the evil that he did. The balkanized people, Igbo people are in how many different states? Yoruba people, Kwara State. What is Kwara State? That is Yoruba land. These are indigenous peoples. You just scattered them so that you make them politically minor. Because you want to get whatever you're looking for. Causing chaos. So that creating of those states toppled the indigenous ethnic nationalities that were part of the regions upon which the first republic was built. The ethnic nationalities, the indigenous peoples, they were the legs, their roots, because indigene means apule punana, like you are inside the land, the owners of the land. They were the roots, the tap roots, the every root upon which the regions were formed. And then from there, they were now taking care of the federal system. But these people turned everything upside down because they want to steal resources and balkanize everybody, like the colonial masters did in 1884-85. Chaos everywhere. Through that nonsense, their so-called government took away everything that citizens and indigents own. And we said that is treason. That is treason. They formed an inverted federation where it's not working for some people and it's working for some people. Who are the people it's working for? The political class, the mega church leaders, the elites. These are bedfellows. They are the ones the inverted federation is working for. The poor masses will now be begging, please now give us the chop. Give us the chop.
Allow the poor to breathe.
Allow the poor to breathe. This is the meaning of what they did. If you see that, that is slavery. 1999 Constitution is slavery constitution. They tied the people's hands, tied their legs. So the original First Republic was balkanized because the caliphate and some renegades were afraid that the indigenous people of Igbo land may secede from the country. This is a case of when we say, onye ji onye na ana ji onwe. You tie somebody so that the person will not escape. You're holding yourself there while you're holding that person on the ground. So they decided to chain everyone with the colonial unitary constitution. Everybody chained. What then have we achieved? By tying and binding ourselves down with iron chains at 68 points, called 68 exclusive list. How fast can you run when you tie yourselves this way? How far can you go? How productive can you be? Can you really be taken seriously? Anyone that sees you will think you're a joker. This is what Nigeria represents. Tying themselves together, thinking they're being smart. Nigeria is a clown. You see, fooling around, trying to tie Ndigbo down. Blood everywhere. Because you're not doing the right thing. We heard on 10th October by a reporter, Douglas Button, Egume town in Benue State was under heavy attack by Fulani ethnic militia. It's coming out. What you're playing? Can you use earpiece or something? You see, the attack by Fulani ethnic militia on those people. You see the name, Egume. This thing, Agatu. These are Igbos that they carved into Benue to make them minor. As we speak, over 3,000 inhabitants had to disappear into forests looking for cover. In one side, they just buried 4 people. They gave us the report, the grassroots, because of Fulani attack. So the first step for Nigerians to show that they want to stop fooling around and get serious is to untie themselves. Those chains must be broken before you start doing anything, whether economy or whatever you think you want to do. If you continue to tie yourselves like this, you will never amount to anything. You must break the chains, break the unitary constitution. That is when the global community will begin to take you more seriously. That means you're ready now to move. You're ready to move forward, and it will make sense. So under the 1999 unitary constitution, Nigeria is a mass of chaos waiting to implode, all thanks to copying and imposing the colonial system upon our indigenous system. We had our indigenous system. They brought the colonial system and imposed it on the indigenous land, thinking it will work. We can no longer afford to run this colonial masters model, where no one owns anything. You will not be responsible for anything. My people, Sina, if you owe anything that you are owing together, nobody will be responsible to do so. That's why you do tax, you create tax. This person did this one, you did this one, you do this one. But if you just leave it there, nobody owes anything, nobody owns anything, nobody will run anything, and nothing will happen, and everybody will be going down. Even the colonial monsters themselves, they have seen the error of this system, and they are now going back to what they had in Africa. What we had in Africa before their arrival, now they are going back to it. They are now insisting that they are indigenous people of their country. Cheerful. I thought nobody owned anything. Anything is anything. No. They're becoming more conservative now, showing more unwillingness to share and tolerate the presence of others in their lands. This is going to be a major shift in the way things are done in the world. It's no longer going to be business as usual for Africans and for Nigerian immigrants who are going on economic exile. It won't be the same anymore. So, what is difficult in us going back to our original way of living, where we had mutual respect for people's lands, culture, traditions, and way of life? If you said the colonial masters have left, if you said that a military has left, that is now democracy, then what is stopping us, the indigenous peoples, the former slaves, from respectfully renegotiating our existence and our future? Why can't we get a system that will work for everyone? How difficult is this? Or are we saying that the colonial monsters and their overlords, that they've not left? or want to be what they have called us? Are we saying we are stupid? Are we saying we are unintelligent? Are we saying we are black hats, irresponsible? Is that what we're accepting? We don't think so. We believe that the suffering masses could do better. We believe. And NINAS also, the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination, also believe that we could call for the renegotiation of the union, the fake union, the colonial union called Nigeria, the mass of chaos called Nigeria, that we can renegotiate it to ensure efficiency and proper management of our resources, politics, policies, and polity. We have the capacity to build a cohesive society where everyone will be treated fairly. We can re-establish the basis of our union so it can once again begin to work for everyone. Big, small, tall, short, rich, poor, educated, not educated. That is equity. A cluster of indigenous people and ethnic nationalities with similar core values, similar belief system, similar culture, similar tradition will form the basis of each region or province, whatever you call it, depending on the outcome of the multi-ethnic referendum. Let's give our people a voice to speak. A voice to speak. If the white man took the people's voice, let us give voice back to our people. That is what NINAS is saying. United for freedom. Thank you.